Engvall can't get it quite through, though. Engvall goes to Nelson. His pass intercepted by Hagel. Under 3 to go here now on Long Island.
Hagel's played a great game.
Guy never stops, doesn't he?
He looks good out there.
25-year-old acquired from Chicago last year. He makes 1.5 this year, and then, of course, he starts that 8-year extension next year at 6.5. Good raise.
Nice jump.
He's shown he looks like he's going to be right around that 25-30 goal mark every year.
It's just
really.
Too bad he signed it in Tampa with all that terrible weather down there that he's
and no state tax.
I know. It's just.
Here's Littleberg looking for his first NHL goal. Threw it through. Almost had one there. Sherry knocked down. Riley hit in the corner by Mitchell Chafee. Sorelli has it. He hasn't stopped working tonight.
You got to give Islanders credit tonight. I know it was a tough situation for Tampa coming in here back-to-back and losing Sergachev, but Islanders from the very get-go, from the drop of the puck tonight, looked like they had a hungrier team, more desperate team. They got the lead and never looked back, and they look like they're playing with a lot of confidence, and that's a
fans are chanting Patrick Waugh.
And
Patrick
desperation.
Waugh.
And desperation. They know they're desperate. They need these points. You can't afford to give up points on a back-to-back game for a team like Tampa that you can pick up those points. All those points pay off down the road. So you got to get those points in games like these.
But now to mention Tampa, these 2 games this week not great. It is out of the break. It's you know, tough to come out of the break after a 10-day break. Guys going to Cabo, getting some sun. You get out of the momentum.
Get Cabo.
And now back-to-back losses in Vasilevsky. So under a minute to go here. Patrick Waugh is going to go to 3-2-1. So much charisma. Such an absolute legendary figure in the history of NHL hockey. 3rd all-time in wins for a goalie. Marc-Andre Fleury recently passed him.
It's amazing what a little belief does, too.
No doubt, huh?
You know, he comes in there with a great attitude. He comes in there with a lot of intensity, a lot of character, demands a lot of the players.
And he seems like he's the kind of guy you don't want to let down, right? Whether you're a teammate or whether you're a player, you don't want to let him down because you know he is all in.
You want your coach to be honest with you. You want to be able to trust your coach that he's got your back, and you want your coach to be able to tell you what you need to hear. And all good coaches have an ability to do that. And you know, John Cooper is a prime example of a guy that can talk to his team and be hard on him when he has to, but they also respect him for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, John Cooper's earned it, but you know, you look when you're on that bench and you look behind you and you see Patrick Waugh, who's got 4 Stanley Cups, he's got
feel him, right?
Conn Smythe. It's just, you know, you believe. I mean, that's where the belief starts. He's done it.
You feel him without seeing him. He's looking up, watching these seconds tick away now. He's got to be really happy. Yeah, he talked to us before the game about collaboration with his team, about look at the analytics to decide how we improve. We work on those with hard practices that seem like training camp practices right away. He's going to have more time to practice in the coming weeks as another 2 points is in the bank.
We got to come out to more games out here. This building's awesome.
Impressive win by the New York Islanders.
Maybe an off-duty night, Booch. What do you think?
Let's go. Get the band back together.
Couple barley sandwiches.
Once again, our final score from Long Island. The Islanders 6, the Lightning 2. Thanks so much for watching the NHL on ESPN, your home for the Stanley Cup Final this year. For Mark Messier and PK Subban, I am John Butchergrass. We'll see you all season long the rest of the way. Now back to the studio and seasoned studio veteran Sean McDonough with Ray Ferraro and Emily Kaplan.
Yeah, it's been a fun night back here in the studio. Well done, gentlemen, keeping it interesting. When it's 6-2, we know that challenge over the course of the season.
Those games get slow.
Overreaction. Islanders look terrific and Tampa Bay's in trouble, or is that accurate?
No, I don't think it's an overreaction. I think it would be if you just based it just on what we're we saw tonight. Like, that was the definitive thing. But there's a bigger story there.
Yeah, there is. I do think that the Islanders, though, have turned directions. As we head to the trade deadline, we're already treading dangerous territory being on this desk, but I'm also going to tread it and try to predict what Lou Lamoriello is going to do. But informed sources tell me that he probably is looking for a forward to add, looking at how much depth they have down the middle. I would look at a winger, maybe an Arthur Kaliyev or Frank Petrano, but this is a team that I do believe is trending in the right direction.
And you mentioned earlier, Tampa Bay will try to do something to replace Sergachev.
Absolutely. They're looking at big-name defensemen. They can now fit a rental salary cap under in the LTIR space.
Informed source, not Lou Lamoriello himself.
He's a lovely man. He's so kind to me,
Great
but
guy.
will never tell me anything about his team.
No chance. He won't even tell you if it's Thursday.
It is.
Yes,
I think.
it is.
It's almost Friday, and it's almost boxing time. Patrick Waugh, it looked like the All-Star break maybe gave him a little chance to get to know his team a little bit better, perhaps watch some film. And they're playing with a lot of intensity that's reflective of their coach.
Yeah, they really have. They have a completely different look to them. They brought in an assistant coach, who Patrick is very familiar with, so he's got to shape his staff, his coaching staff a little bit. They get to work on the way they want to play. Part of it is they want their defense up in the play. They got 2 goals from a couple of defensemen tonight. They really look like a different type of team, and part of it is health too. I mean, they get Adam Pelech and Ryan Pulock, their number 2 defense pair. They get them both back. The first game out of the break in Toronto, and they win in Toronto, and Pulock scores here. He's got a bomb played in Brandon in the Western Hockey League, and he beats Johansson. He scored 1,000,000 goals like this when he was in junior. Here's Noah Dobson. I think this guy is well on his way to being a perennial all-star. He starts a rush. Patrick Waugh wants his D into the play. He joins the rush. He gets a little bit of a lucky bounce, but scores in the play. And I just think they look like a more aggressive team. They look confident. And man, when the juice of a team starts to build, the confidence of it, you really see it across the roster. That's what the Islanders look like to me right now.
You talked about Noah Dobson. I think he's one of the most underrated players in this league. About a month ago, I had an Islanders game. I was talking to Matt Barzal. He just said, watch the way he skates. If you watch him on a rush, he's the one guy that can keep up with me. So he's a player that if you're just a casual fan, I'd pay more attention to.
Mm-hmm. Interesting night around the league. Jack Hughes is back. New Jersey needs to get going.
They got to get going fast. They got to do something about their goaltending. It's going to be a bit of a cluster to try and get in that bottom of the Eastern Conference. And at the top of the conference, Boston scores 4 on Vancouver in 21 minutes and wins 4-0. I mean, they're a good team again. We're
going to see Boston on ABC on Saturday as part of our doubleheader as they take on Washington, which is now winless in its last 6. For Ray and Emily, so long. Boxing's next. Here's Joe Tess.